Welcome to episode 180 of the Radio Control Show, sponsored by AMainHobbies.com, your one-stop RC hobby store. The newest generation of easy-to-operate UAVs are being utilized in both military and civilian sectors. At the University of Connecticut, there are several unmanned vehicle projects underway to help develop better and faster control systems for use in both flying and underwater autonomous robotic machines.
Dr. Sal works on making these aerial vehicles more autonomous and more intelligent in the ways it can detect things that are going on in the environment and be able to adapt.
We are mainly developing a software which controls the unmanned vehicles.
Most of the current vehicles, there are autonomous vehicles out there, they will take a point that they need to go to and either take a straight line to that point or a predefined path. What this system is going to accomplish is to not need that pre-existing path. If there's a tree that the map didn't know about it, or if there's a building in the path, this system would be able to avoid that all by itself. You could use these devices for things like search and rescue, surveying for mapping purposes, or even firefighting applications where you can get a broad view of what's going on above the fire.
This is Aaron Waldron with RC Car Action Magazine, and we're here at the Lancaster Antelope Valley Fairgrounds in Lancaster, California for the Traxxas Torque Series race and the Rick Huseman Cup. We're here with Mike Fisk, who organizes the RC races here at the Torque events. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Pretty good. How many racers do you have out here today?
We got about a dozen or so, and we're going to do a pro driver race coming up at 1 o'clock with all the drivers from the real trucks. Traxxas does up slashes with the same paint scheme, so all the drivers have trucks that look like theirs, and it's a big hit with them and the crowd. They really get into it.
Very cool, and this is probably a pretty popular attraction here at a race like this, right?
Yeah, everybody likes to get to know the drivers up close and personal, so we do an autograph session right after they do the pro driver race, so it gives everybody a chance to come up and see the drivers and get their autographs, so it's a lot of fun.
And this is, I mean, you can't really get much better in terms of crossover between RC and full-size auto racing. This is just like the track that's out there.
It's so close, it's scary sometimes. I mean, the trucks handle like the real trucks. I mean, that's what even the pro drivers say. It's amazing how realistic they are and the types of racing and spinning them out in the corners. I mean, it's just like racing on the big track. So,
well, here's some big trucks starting out in the background, so we got to go catch some racing action. This is Aaron Waldron with RC Car Action Magazine, Mike Fisk with Traxxas. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, man.
So what do you like best about Model Airplay News? Like us on Facebook.com/Model Airplay News, and then tell us what gets your attention each month in your favorite RC flying magazine. Our editors will pick one entry to win the first video-equipped all-in-one RC airplane. Featured on the cover of our October issue of Model Airplay News, this prize package includes the Spyhawk plane, transmitter with built-in video monitor screen, battery pack, and battery charger balancer. Don't wait, all entries must be posted by October 15th.
James writes in from Ohio and says, I'm new to electric off-road and I keep hearing about indoor racers saucing their tires. What is this and how do I do it? Let's go to Stephen Best for the answer.
Hey James, so you want to know all about the incredibly smelly wintergreen menthol world of tire sauce, huh? Well, tire sauce is just another fancy name for traction compound or traction additive. And it's a liquid that you add to rubber tires to soften the rubber itself and to give your vehicle more traction, as the name would imply. Before you spend your money on buying a bottle of traction compound and putting it on an expensive set of tires, make certain that your local track allows it. One easy way to know this is just to walk indoors during a race. If they allow traction compound, you'll know it right away because you will be smacked right in the face with the most powerful wintergreen and menthol odor that you've ever smelled in your entire life. It's unmistakable. So go check with your local track, make sure that they allow it before you spend the money wasting a set of tires and a bottle of traction compound and making yourself smell like one of those pine tree air fresheners. Now, assuming that they do allow it and you want to try it, just take the tires, get a stiff wire brush. This is at least my favorite way to sauce a set of tires. Your mileage may vary, but this is the way that I do it. Take a stiff wire brush, scrub them down, scrub the tires all the way around the circumference really well, and then apply the traction compound. Most bottles will come with either a brush that you remove from the bottle itself, or excuse me, it'll have a sponge applicator at the tip of the bottle, and you can just apply the tire sauce that way. I then like to scrub the tire compound, the traction compound into the tire with a toothbrush. Obviously, this should not be a toothbrush that would ever spend any time in your mouth or anyone else's. This needs to be an old toothbrush marked, this is only for traction compound. Once you've scrubbed it in with a toothbrush, just leave the tires on the car. Optimally, you've done this, I went dark. Optimally, you've done this 5 to 10 minutes at least before your next race. Once the tire compound starts to dry, it has like an alcohol in it that'll start to burn off. Once that traction compound starts to dry and it leaves a nice sheen on the tires, it's ready to go. So experienced racers will apply the traction compound just in time for it to dry right before their next race. So if you want to try traction compound, good luck. If your local track allows it, you might need to try it just to gain that extra advantage. And it's not very difficult and it's not super expensive, but prepare to smell like a pine tree air freshener for the next 3 or 4 hours after you've used it. So good luck.
The December issue of Model Airplane News is the annual scale special issue, and it's just crammed with lots of great scale plane highlights and finely detailed how-to articles. One of our featured airplanes is a 42% scale Prometheus Pitts. This duplicate of the full-size airshow plane, flown by world-famous Skip Stewart, is truly an amazing masterpiece, inside and out. Check out this heart-pumping footage.
Hi, this is Aaron Waldron with RC Car Action Magazine. I've got another quick pit tip that you'll find helpful when it comes time to rebuild your shocks. Not all of us are crazy about recording notes and filling out setup sheets, so if you're like me, you'll find this really helpful. For this tip, you'll need a Sharpie marker, a rag, and a can of motor spray. If your car has black colored shocks, use a silver Sharpie. If your car has silver colored shocks, use a black Sharpie. I know that the rear shocks on my Slash 4x4 Ultimate have 30 weight oil and a number 2 piston. Make sure the shock cap is clean and then write 30/2 and then you'll know what's on it. The Sharpie marker will stay put while you're running, and when it's time for a rebuild, simply spray a little bit of motor spray onto a rag and it wipes right off. For more tips like this, check out the Best of Pit Tips book available at AirAgeStore.com.
This is one you're going to want to get up on right away, the official RC Car Action hooded sweatshirt. This is the sweatshirt you'll want to always bring with you to the track when you're hitting the dirt or going on the road. Our pullover hooded sweatshirt is solid black, features the iconic RC Car Action logo in gray on the front, and is available in large, extra large, and XXL. Buy the RC Car Action sweatshirt for only $39.50. You'll find it only at AirAgeStore.com.
Head to your local hobby shop or newsstand for the November issues of Radio Control Car Action and Model Airplane News, or get it now on AirAgeStore.com, iTunes, or BarnesandNoble.com. Thanks again for joining us on the Radio Control Show, and we'll see you next time.